Greetings, everyone. So, today we're going to look at Kotaku's coverage of the Insomniac leaks. Now, I know what you're thinking, oh my god, Kevin, Kotaku, really, bro? No. This article's actually fairly good. Otherwise, I'd be referencing the thread, which actually was talking about the cliff notes of what is said in here. I went and checked out the article myself and highlighted some bits, which we'll actually be talking about. I'm not going to read the whole article. We're just going to go over important bits and then discuss what's been revealed in those important bits. And that's going to be the sum of the video. So, scrolling down here, Sony did not respond to a request for comment. That's not surprising. I'll be honest, Sony is incompetent at the managerial level when it comes to these leaks. This is bad press and they are not getting ahead of it. But realistically, what could they actually say? Like, there's nothing in these leaks that's inherently untrue because all the information was actually taken from Insomniac and Sony. But they have to figure something out because this is not looking good for them. People are learning some really dire truths about what is going on behind the scenes at PlayStation. And I don't know why the Xbox community on Twitter is not more lapping this stuff up and celebrating, because these are some really damning bits of information. But continuing onward, one internal presentation pegged the final cost around $300 million, almost 3 times the cost of 2018 Spider-Man for the PS4. What they're referring to here is Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 cost 3 times as much, and yet they had a game that was in many ways substandard compared to the last game. That's not my opinion, too. We'll later on in this article, you will see that Sony themselves, or the team themselves, said that they spent this much more money and the game does not feel that much more better. What this shows us, though, is PlayStation has ballooning budgets that are getting grossly out of control that they need to reel in, and even they've recognized they need to reel in, as we'll see here in this next part. So here they're discussing, what went into the game. They had 264 developers working on the project. 116 were also contributing in the form of managers, IT staff, and other support roles. What is surprising is 314 minutes of cinematics alone cost over $40 million to make. The final cost of the whole project was $30 million over the original $270 million budget. So they had a cost overrun of $30 million, requiring the game to sell 7.2 million copies at full price to even break even. Now, you see my videos where I predict how much they have to sell to break even using some basic math. And let it never be questioned that I am not, at least in the ballpark, of what they are actually saying how many units they need to sell. This right here is why you have a lot of companies, they have sales like, oh, hey, we sold 6.1 million copies when you need to sell 7.2 million. And they say, oh, we lost money in this. And you're like, well, how could you lose money? You sold 6.1 million copies of Spider-Man 2. How did you lose money on 6.1 million copies? I was like, well, we need to sell 7.2 million. If, like, Stardew Valley, well, it actually has sold over 6.1 million copies. But let's just say it just sold 2 million copies. That would have been a massive success for that company. For a lot of studios, 2 million is a massive success. 1 million is the point where you have really made it as a developer and you are celebrating. 6.1 million, and they haven't even broken even. Spider-Man 2 right now, at least as of November 12th, rather, has lost money. Eventually, Spider-Man 2 is going to break even. The question is just, how long is it going to take for Spider-Man 2 to break even? Maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't have hired Sweet Baby to help make your game woke. Maybe, just maybe, when people are complaining about a character looking ugly, you don't make him look ugly. Maybe, just maybe, drop the annoying segments that people complain about and actually focus on good characters. Maybe, just maybe, stop trying to make Miles Morales a thing so you could virtue signal how you're pushing representation. Which, honestly, I'm not black, but I would think I would feel immensely offended if you kept telling me that I can't have my own super. Like, you can't have Static Shock. Like, where's my Static Shock game, man? Like, I loved Static Shock as a kid. Static Shock today is still a great character. Where's my Static Shock game? Now, the only reason I can't be listing off, oh yeah, how about Hal Jordan? Oh wait, no, was he the Black Green Lantern? You know, the Green Lantern from Justice League. Where's his game? That character kicked ass. What about his love interest? She was so badass. Not Hawkgirl, the one for later on. I don't really know comic book characters' names so very well, so that's the only reason I'm not like name dropping like 100 to 1,000 different characters, saying like, "Hey, where's this character's game? Where's this character's game? Where's this character's game? Where's this character's game?" Now, why do we have to race spin Peter Parker? Why do we have to race spin Spider-Man? Why do we have to have a black Spider-Man? Why can't we get any number of really cool black superheroes? Because the truth is, the people in charge, they're racist. They don't think this crap's going to sell, or rather, they might even know it won't sell because they've actually tried to sell this stuff before, and they can gauge, pre-sales and general interest. So they need a hijack, or they believe they need a hijack a beloved IP in order to push their agenda. Now, sadly, the other part of the truth is a lot of these people are just straight Marxists and they don't give a crap about anything they're put in charge of. And right now, you're watching a lot of content creators starting to have to come to terms with what people have been saying for years, that these people do not care. They're just there to be activists. They're just there to push their agenda. And sadly, Sony is getting hurt really bad right now by that. Wolverine, they're going to aim for a different type of development pipeline to make the Void cost overruns. I said earlier that they said that this game was not better for having to spend 3 times. Here we go. We have a make future AA franchise games for 350 million or less. Reads one slide from a sustainable budgets presentation earlier this year. In today's dollars, that's like making Spider-Man 2 for 215 million. That's 65 million less than our Spider-Man 2 budget. Another slide puts the problem more starkly. Is 3 times the investment in Spider-Man 2 evident to anyone who plays the game? So, to all you people out there who have actually played Spider-Man 2, pony or not, or pony, casual gamer, or whatever, did it feel 3 times better? Did you feel like 3 times the money was spent in that game was worthwhile? Leave a comment. And here they're talking about how Miles Morales had a smaller budget, 90 million, and sold 10 million copies. So their rate of return on their investment was way better, which is why they're going to make a Venom game now too, which is not covered in this article, but I covered it in a previous video. So check that out. What we learned from all this is that Sony is having some budget overruns. They're having questions about whether or not they're actually able to maintain quality standards. And after seeing all this information coming out, it's probably really good that Jim ESG Ryan he retired, air quote, and a new CEO is coming in because Sony is 30 billion in debt. PlayStation has been ailing. It's been losing software sales quarter after quarter, year over year. Or I shouldn't say quarter over quarter. I mean, what I meant to say was like each quarter from year over year has been getting declines, except I think like one quarter did better, but that's not good for the company. That's not good for competition in the industry. I would like to see PlayStation return to be consumer friendly and to make competent products, but for now, that does not look like it's going to happen. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Peace out.